Starter's on his rostrum, flags up. Flag drops and we're away and racing for the Goffs UK 4 and 5 year old maiden race. Over 2.5 miles, 13 obstacles ahead of them as they come down towards the first of them. Touchwood Express and Jourdeau are the first two to come to it. From Diamond Dice, Johnny Said, Act Assured and then Peter Lee. So they make their way now down towards the judge. The circuit of the course left in front of them. Them into that next. From Johnny Said, Diamond Dice, and make their way on towards first of the fences on the far side of the course. The others coming to it. Diamond Dice got in a bit tight to that, but hasn't lost a lot of ground. So still Jourdeau and Touchwood Express, very little to call between those two at the front. From Diamond Dice, Johnny Said, and Peter Lee and Act Assured, all of them safely up and over the next. So as they make their way on towards the next, still Jourdeau and Hugh Edwards, very little to call between Touchwood Express and Jourdeau, and they're a length clear of Diamond Dice, who's a length clear of Johnny Said. They've opened up a 3-length advantage over Act Assured and Peter Lee in the air together, all of them safely over the next. With a fairly long run along the far side now towards the next. Order, very little change in it since flag 4. And behind them, Act Assured and Peter Lee. Peter Lee on the inner for Dan Cherryman. Act Assured and Tommy O'Brien on the outer as they make their way into the wings of the next. All of them safely up and over that. And continuing to make their way along the side of the river. So continuing to make their way on along the side of the river. They'll begin to actually swing away from us in a moment. And as they swing left-handed, still Touchwood Express, who leads them for Bradley Gibbs as they make their way past what will be the 3-mile start. And coming on towards the next, Touchwood Express, then Jourdeau on the outer of Jourdeau is Diamond Dice. Johnny Said comes next. And Act Assured, and they've relegated Peter Lee to be the back marker at this point as they make their way on towards the next. As they come to it, Touchwood Express just over a length advantage. Johnny Said, who's in the air with a minor advantage over Touchwood Express. Then Diamond Dice comes next. Assured as they come into two from home. Nothing to call between Johnny Said and Touchwood Express as they land it. As they come down towards the final fence, it's going to be Touchwood Express who'll lead them to it with a very slender advantage over Diamond Dice. So we've lost Diamond Dice at that one and Johnny Said. Touchwood Express going on down towards the judge. Touchwood Express goes down to the judge. From Jourdeau, Act Assured comes next, and it looks as though Peter Lee is still coming down towards the final fence. Be careful on the course. Peter Lee jumps the last and making his way on down towards the judge with 4 of them finishing.